That silence you just heard, every fresher in India knows it. You cleared the aptitude, you cracked the coding round, you are one conversation away from the offer letter, and then someone asks you a question about your own life, and your brain just leaves the room. Here's the crazy part, that question wasn't a trick, it was an invitation, and by the end of this video, you'll never go blank on it again. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to give you 3 ideas. Just 3. But these 3 ideas are the entire operating system behind every tell me about a time question ever asked. And the third one is going to flip how you feel about this round. From your weakest link to your home ground. Stay till the end. You'll see what I mean. First, some truth. 85% of companies today use behavioral questions as a core part of their hiring, not as a formality, as a filter. TCS, Infosys, Cognizant, Accenture. Every single one of them tests this, and here's the brutal part. You can ace the coding round and still get rejected because you couldn't explain yourself clearly. Why would companies do that? Why reject someone who clearly has the skills? Because they learned something expensive. They hired toppers who couldn't handle a single disagreement with a teammate. They hired coding champions who vanished the moment a project got stressful. They hired perfect resumes who quit in 6 months. The marks were real. The skills were real. But the marks never told them one thing. What does this person actually do when things get hard? So they went looking for a better question. And decades ago, researchers at Harvard, David McClelland and his students handed them one. Here it is. The single most important sentence in this entire course. If you remember nothing else, remember this. The best predictor of what you will do is what you actually did. Not what you say you do. Not what you imagine you do. What you did in a real situation, with real pressure, real stakes. Think about it in your own life. If your friend has cancelled the last 5 plans, what's your prediction for the 6th? Exactly. You don't need their promises. You have their pattern. Interviewers think the same way. They don't want your promises. Sir, I'm very hardworking. I'm a team player. Everyone says that. Words are free. They want your pattern, your evidence, your receipts. So instead of asking, are you good under pressure? Which everyone answers with yes. They ask, tell me about a time you were under pressure. What did you do? Same information they want. But now, you can't answer with an adjective. You have to answer with a story. That's concept 1. Past behavior predicts future behavior. Say it with me once. Good. Now here's where 99% of freshers stop understanding, and where you're about to go one level deeper. The interviewer isn't just listening to what you did, they're listening for why you did it. Let me prove it to you with an example from Dr. Sen that I love. Imagine a team leader who asks his teammates a lot of questions. Every day, lots of questions. That's the behavior. Asking questions. Simple, right? Now, why is he asking? Maybe he's trying to learn the subject himself. That's learning orientation. A great sign. Maybe he's checking where you are stuck so he can help you grow. That's coaching. Even better. Or maybe he's monitoring your every move because he doesn't trust you. That's micromanagement. Run. One behavior. 3 completely different human beings, depending on the intent behind it. So here's your second concept. Write this down. What you did plus why you did it. That's what the interviewer is actually scoring. This is exactly why rat-towing answers from YouTube doesn't work. A memorized answer has behavior but no genuine intent. And trained interviewers smell that in 30 seconds. They just ask one follow-up. Interesting. Why did you choose to do that? And the whole script collapses. But when the story is real, the why flows out of you naturally. because you actually lived it. That's concept 2. Behavior plus intent equals competency. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. I can already see the comment. Sir, this is fine for experienced people, but I'm a fresher. I have no job. What story will I tell? Stop right there, because this belief has killed more placements than any coding test ever has. The interviewer sitting across from you knows you're a fresher. They're not expecting a story about managing clients or shipping products. They're expecting a story about being human under pressure. And you have 20 years of those. Listen to this. Here's a fresher named Riya answering, "Tell me about a challenging situation. In my final year project, 2 days before our demo, our backend completely broke. My teammate who wrote it had gone home for a family emergency. I had never touched that part of the code. I remember panicking for about an hour, and then I decided panicking wasn't a plan. I stayed up that night, went through his code line by line, sat with the documentation, and called a senior at 1 a.m. who knew the framework. By morning, we had it running. We didn't get the best marks in class, but we demoed on time. And I learned I can figure things out even when nobody's coming to save me." Did you hear a single mention of work experience? No. But the interviewer just heard resilience, initiative, problem solving, resourcefulness, and real intent. Panicking wasn't a plan. That line alone tells them who he is. College projects, fest committees, sports teams, that group assignment where nobody was working, even a family situation you handled. Your life has been generating stories for 2 decades. Nobody taught you they were worth telling. Which brings me to the third concept, the one I promised would flip everything. Every other round of placements has an external syllabus. Coding round, they can throw any algorithm at you. Aptitude, any puzzle. Technical, any concept from 4 years of engineering. You can always be surprised, but the behavioral round, every single question is about your life, your decisions, your stories. There is no question about you that you don't have the answer to. You lived the answer. The only skill you are missing is retrieval and telling, finding the right stories and telling them well. And that's not a talent, that's a craft, completely learnable. That's literally what the rest of this course teaches. So, while everyone else walks into that room afraid of it, you'll walk in knowing it's the one round where you cannot be out prepared. That's concept 3. You are the syllabus. 3 concepts. Lock them in. 1. Past behavior is the best predictor of future behavior. Don't give promises, give receipts. 2. Behavior plus intent equals competency. They're not scoring what you did, they're scoring why. 3. You are the syllabus. This round cannot surprise you. Screenshot this. Seriously, this is the foundation of everything that follows. Remember that silence from the beginning? The blank mind? The frozen pen? That silence was never because you had nothing to say. It was because nobody ever told you that your ordinary life, the broken project, the chaotic fest, the 1 a.m. phone call, was exactly what they came to hear. A behavioral interview is not a question round, it's a truth round. And nobody on this planet can beat you at being you. Next video, the iceberg model. The exact framework interviewers use to see beneath your surface. Once you see it, you can never unsee it. See you there.